For 3.5 centuries, this esteemed institution has charted a course of history for itself, one guided by holy pastors following a divine mandate. Its history spans across a vast landscape encompassing the countries of Thailand, Vietnam, Laos and Cambodia, Pondicherry in India, Singapore, and Malaysia. Throughout this time, it was and is still a house of formation for future priests, a seedbed of vocation nurturing, a place where the human heart discerns the voice of the Almighty towards a sacred calling. From the royal courts of Siam, traversing with resilience amidst poverty, persecution, plagues and wars, until reaching the Malaysian shores of Pinang, where it settled down. Its story is one of love, labor, and piety. This is the story of College General Regional Major Seminary. Today it celebrates its 360th anniversary of establishment.
In 1633, the Vatican's Propaganda Fide, today's dicastery for evangelization, ignited a new missionary impetus. Its call reached two French bishops, François Palou and Pierre Lambert de la Motte. Refused from boarding ship vessels out of political tensions, they walked 2,000 miles over 2 years through Persia's deserts and India's jungles to reach Siam, which is today modern Thailand. They arrived in Ayutthaya, a capital of religious tolerance and trade. Here, in 1664, they gathered clergy for a historic synod. The decision was unanimous to build Asia's first seminary, calling it the exemplar et caput of all others in mission lands, just as Propaganda Fide had instructed them in 1658. In 1665, with royal support, St. Joseph Seminary rose from the dust. By 1680, the seminary took the name Holy Angels College, later being called College General, partly due to a pioneering vocational center within its campus. Latin was the language of study, and the college thrived until 1688, when political upheaval brought persecution. Missionaries and students were thrown into prison, enduring starvation and torture. Bishop Lanu, the Vicar Apostolic of Siam, kept their faith alive, teaching from his cell. But worse was coming. In 1760, Burmese forces invaded Siam, burning Ayutthaya to the ground. The college was destroyed and its residents fled, beginning a period of migration to keep its mission alive. For nearly 50 years, College General moved from place to place. It relocated to Chanthaburi in Thailand, then to Hondat at Vietnam, where the depleting of living resources hit hard, and missionaries had to survive on the charity of local Christians. In 1771, College General moved to Virampatnam in Pondicherry, India, a far better and safer place. But as it was too far from Indochina with expansive seafaring costs, in 1782, College General closed for 25 years. Hope flickered in Father Claude Lettendal, the MEP's representative in Macau. He spent years negotiating with Spanish and British authorities, and in 1802 he found Pinang. The British East India Company promised help. In 1807, Father Michel Lolivier sailed to Pinang with 5 Chinese seminarians, their sacred vestments and chalices stolen en route, but their faith intact. By 1809, they bought land in Pulau Tikus for 1,700 piastres. Father Lettendal rented out houses to fund the college, but trials came fast. A brigand attack, a fire that destroyed finances, the martyrdom of Father Rabaud. When Latendal died in 1813, he never saw his dream fully realized, but he laid its foundation. Father L'Olivier took over, leading through poverty and Siamese sieges. By 1833, the college was small but unbroken. Pinang became a refuge for persecuted faithful. In 1834, Fathers Imber and Shasta, future martyrs in Korea, taught here. In 1835, Vietnamese seminarians fled Annam, including Philip Min, who was martyred in 1853 and canonized in 1988. Over time, 47 students died for their faith. 5 became saints. College General earned its name, the College of Martyrs. Its golden age came in the 1840s, with 150 seminarians from Tonkin, Sichuan. Even Japan attended the seminary. World War II tested it again. In 1945, student numbers dropped to 6, but the leadership of Father Marcel Ruan kept it alive. After World War II, the church in Malaysia and Singapore grew rapidly. In 1971, the French MEP fathers handed leadership to the local clergy, with Father Achilles Chung being the first local rector of College General.
With the seminarians, I believe that they are now in good hands. There are priests to look after them. So to make good use of their studies, prepare themselves well, especially when they come out, they have to get used to not using the high-flown language that we are used to in the college. When you come out, you have to be practical. You are mixing with the lay people, and then you cannot use the language that we study in the college. You have to really come on to the level of the people, and they must be really prepared for that.
By 1984, the Pulau Tikus campus had aged. Plans were drawn up for the building of a new campus at Mariofield land in Tanjung Bunga. This piece of land, belonging to the Paris Foreign Missionary Society fathers, used to be a holiday site for seminarians during the semester holidays from the late 1800s. The sale of the old Pulau Tikus Seminary land funded the building of the new campus at Tanjung Bunga. The funds also went towards the building of new seminaries in Thailand, Singapore, and Kuching. In 1989, College General opened its new campus at Mariofield, its current home. The rectors from the Paris Foreign Missionary Society fathers had served the college together with their confreres as formators. These were shepherds who guided the seminary through its migration, through wars and crisis, through settling down and the thriving. From 1971 onwards, the rectors of college were all local clergy. In due course, College General was fully staffed by local clergy as formators and lecturers.
And the day Archbishop Yong and the rector then was Father Sota Fernandez. He was a rector. They came to my parish in Tapa and told me, Francis, we are sending you to Rome to study. And I said, I became a diocesan priest to work with the people and be among them, not to isolate myself in the seminary. Teaching, yes, is a noble profession, but I chose this. No, my Bishop then, Gregory Yong, I said, you go and okay, since he gave me no choice, now what is it you want me to study? You go and study Bible. He told them, you two guys must be crazy. I have left the seminary. It's already 9 years, and the most serious reading I do is newspaper. And you will go back and put the study. Cannot. No, you go. And you, okay, I'll go. I'll do my best and I'll try. If I'm not successful to do the biblical studies, I'll go for biblical theology. That is not that demanding as Bible study. He said, no, you go and you work at it. How many years course? 3 years course. I went. That was a big show. And I managed to go through, and my final results was, I was surprised that I was able to pass with honors in the final exam. I'm not an A grade student, but I know God was working in me. And the second shock was to become the rector. By Joe, to become a rector then is not only study but to be responsible for the total formation of future priests.
Dear alumni of College General, my brothers and your spouses, as a formator, lecturer, spiritual director, I had the opportunity to work with the following rectors: Rector Father Murphy Pakyam, Father James Nyanapragasam, and Father Francis Anthony. What a bunch of brave and courageous men of faith, men of substance. 5 years I was a seminarian at the Major Seminary, College General. And 17 years of my life as a priest was spent there as a formator with many other fellow Malaysian formators. Because by SOTA, the time of SOTA Fernandez, we become 100% Malaysian seminary run by Malaysian formators. I remember the best of two subjects particularly, the Bible and philosophy. And the Bible was first taught to me as a seminarian in the early 70s by Father Lour, who will be with us, coming all the way from Paris, though he is in his 90s. And he taught me 60 years ago, and I can still remember it in my mind and in my heart, about the prophet Amos and about social justice, how important it was to the life of the church, of a Christian. 360 years is what we are gathered here for. It all started in Ayutthaya in Thailand and finally moved to Pinang, College General. Well, the fact that so many of us have come back and many more are one with us in spirit, our alumni, wherever they are in the world, well, that same spirit which drove us is still alive in College General today. Our focus is on forming diocesan priests. And that focus is still alive today, and the same spirit is the driving force behind this College of Martyrs, College General Pinang. Thank you. God bless you.
We celebrate 360 years of College General, a legacy of faith, sacrifice and mission begun by the MEP fathers. This history is not just something of the past. It is about living faith we share. To our alumni, you are the living witnesses of this great history. Continue to carry Christ's mission into every corner of the world. Thank you for keeping this legacy alive. To our seminarians, you are the future of this story. Walk with joy, serve with love, and remain steadfast in your vocation. And to our aspirants, do not be afraid to say yes to God. The world is waiting for your witness. Together, Let us continue the mission of Christ with hope. God bless.
From a seminary in Ayutthaya to a vibrant house of priestly formation in Pinang, College General's story is not just about survival, it's about faith passed from formators to students, making some martyrs to saints, others as cardinals, bishops, priests, and deacons, still others in line as future priests and lay persons who are serving in various capacities within the community. For 360 years, it has trained priests, sheltered the persecuted, and honored those who died for their beliefs. Today, its halls still echo with hope. This is College General, a testament of love, labor, and piety that never fails. Today, we honor this alma mater with gratitude, fidelity, and hope as we celebrate its 360th anniversary. Happy anniversary, College General, Regional Major Seminary. Ad multos annus.